Welcome, viewers. Science claims matter cannot simply vanish. It is the absolute foundation of reality. Yet, deep within the freezing mountains of Tibet, ancient records openly defy this unbreakable scientific rule. They speak of a terrifying phenomenon where masters shrink their bodies and dissolve into pure light. This is the rainbow body mystery. Is it collective illusion or a hidden miracle? Today, we open the chilling case file of Khenpo A-Chö, who shattered physics in 1998. The law of conservation of mass states that nothing is created or destroyed, only transformed. Modern physics relies on this absolute truth to explain the entire mechanics of our universe. But for thousands of years, the Dzogchen lineage of Tibetan Buddhism has challenged this very core. According to ancient texts, advanced meditation can literally dissolve human flesh into pure energy. Western scholars dismissed these stories as mere mythological metaphors for spiritual enlightenment. They argued that biological matter simply cannot vaporize without leaving a massive chemical trace. However, a chilling event forced modern researchers to confront the impossible with their own eyes. In the late 20th century, the wall between solid reality and myth suddenly collapsed. If a human body can vanish, does it mean our understanding of physics is completely wrong? We must journey into the isolated Kham mountains to uncover the shocking truth behind this case. The autumn of 1998 brought a freezing wind across the desolate Tibetan plateau. Khenpo A-Chö, a highly revered Dzogchen master, entered his final moments of physical life. At the age of 80, his frail biological shell began to shut down under the heavy snow. Instead of dying normally, the Lama assumed the rigid lotus posture of deep meditation. His vital signs slowly faded into absolute silence, yet his body remained perfectly upright. Local disciples immediately wrapped their master tightly in thick maroon layers of coarse yak wool. Following strict ancient protocols, they erected a dark canvas tent around his motionless figure. This sealed enclosure was meant to isolate the master from the mundane disturbances of the world. Francis Tiso, a Western academic researcher, arrived at the remote and freezing settlement. Armed with a vintage camera and a skeptical mind, he intended to document the reported death. He expected to find a normal funeral, complete with natural signs of human decomposition. The atmosphere surrounding the dark tent carried a strange electrical tension in the freezing air. The monks guarded the perimeter with solemn devotion, refusing any direct access to the inside. Tiso stood in the biting cold, waiting for the inevitable biological decay to finally begin. According to medical science, cellular breakdown should produce an undeniable and heavy odor. Yet, as days passed in total isolation, the anticipated smell of death never materialized. Instead, a bizarre fragrance resembling sweet mountain flowers began to drift from the sealed tent. The local Khampa villagers gathered outside, murmuring about the ancient prophecies of the light.
He has returned.
Tiso noted these anomalies in his journal, struggling to maintain his strict scientific stance. Could the freezing temperatures alone preserve the tissue, or was something supernatural occurring? Tension escalated as the disciples prepared to open the tent on the seventh day of waiting. No one, especially the researcher, was prepared for the horrifying optical reality inside. Before the tent was opened, the sky above the monastery displayed an impossible anomaly. Despite the lack of rain, vibrant optical rainbows pierced directly through the thick winter clouds. Villagers fell to their knees in awe, their faces illuminated by the bizarre colored light.
Prophecy is fulfilled.
Tiso lowered his camera, his rational mind struggling to process the unexplainable weather event. When the disciples finally pulled back the heavy canvas, the true shock was revealed to the world. The massive maroon robes of Khenpo A-Chö had completely collapsed into a deeply folded pile. His physical body had drastically shrunk, now resembling the diminutive size of a small toddler. There was absolutely no sign of rotting flesh, no fluid leakage, and no skeletal degradation. The flesh appeared perfectly dry, radiating a faint ethereal glow under the dim candlelight. How can a grown human skeleton compress itself without crushing the internal biological organs? Experts argue that bones require immense physical force and extreme heat to lose their mass. Yet here, the transformation was silent, peaceful, and entirely contradictory to human anatomy. As the days continued, the shrinking process accelerated, defying every known law of biology. The monks quietly chanted ancient sutras, showing no surprise at the terrifying visual shift. For them, the master was simply returning his physical elements to the primordial universe. For Tiso, this was a devastating blow to his foundational understanding of the physical world. He documented every inch of the collapsed fabric, desperate to find a hidden trapdoor or trick. There was no escape route, no hidden mechanisms. The body was literally dissolving into the air. By the end of the observation period, the terrifying climax of the rainbow body was achieved. The shrunken form vanished entirely, leaving behind only empty robes on the cold stone platform. Only a small tuft of hair and a few fingernails remained as proof that a man once existed. The great perfection texts of Dzogchen state that hair and nails contain impurities of the world. Therefore, they are the only biological remnants left behind when the pure consciousness ascends. Is it possible that intense spiritual focus can trigger a literal molecular self-destruction? This remains one of the most rigorously documented cases of supernatural bodily dissolution. Many scientists refuse to acknowledge the reports, citing a lack of strict controlled testing. Eyewitness testimonies from locals and the researcher remain chillingly and completely consistent. They all saw the rainbows, smelled the inexplicable fragrance, and witnessed the vanishing flesh. The mystery of Khenpo A-Chö forces us to look beyond the boundaries of traditional science. It demands a radical reevaluation of what the human mind can truly do to the human body. In his dimly lit study, Francis Tiso pondered the terrifying implications of the event. If the biological matter was not destroyed, it must have been converted into pure energy. This theory directly bridges the ancient spiritual texts with the strange realm of quantum physics. Quantum mechanics suggests that particles can exist in multiple states depending on observation. Could a lifetime of extreme Dzogchen meditation alter the fundamental frequency of the cells? Perhaps the mind, when pushed to absolute stillness, forces atoms to collapse into photons. This would explain the optical rainbows piercing the sky without a single drop of falling rain. The human body is essentially a dense, vibrating mass of atomic energy held tightly together. By releasing the energetic bonds, Khenpo A-Chö did not die, he simply changed his frequency. The flesh did not rot because there was no biological matter left for bacteria to consume. It is a horrifying yet beautiful concept that consciousness dictates the structure of reality. However, mainstream academia continues to treat these accounts as elaborate cultural myths. They argue that validating the rainbow body would completely destroy modern physical laws. Yet, the empty robes of the master still sit quietly in the Kham mountains as silent evidence. The universe is far darker and more complex than the sterile equations written in our textbooks. We are left with a lingering fear that our reality is nothing more than a fragile illusion. If thoughts can literally vaporize flesh, the human mind is an incredibly dangerous weapon. In the freezing peaks of Tibet, extreme consciousness bends biological matter into pure light. But deep within the dark, suffocating temple vaults of ancient India, a different terror lies. Next time, we explore Naga Bandham, where a spoken sound transforms into the deadliest lock. Does consciousness hold the power to bend physical reality, or is this just an optical illusion? If a human mind can dissolve a body, what else are we capable of? Share your honest thoughts below. Do not forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more mysteries.